I'm growing of a little bit of a concern that our standards for the math and sciences are decreasing. And as we continue to put forth shitty reporting, our lack of standard math and science education will actually make this information influential and viable. When in reality, we should be challenging the hell out.
No, you hit it on the head. Standards. There are no standards. Today's media, all media, I don't care which side you're on, left or right or somewhere in the middle. It's all propaganda bullshit. I mean, there's no standards. What standard? Just concoct some story, some researcher somewhere makes this crap up, talks about strawberries leading to reduced, likelihood of dementia. Bullshit. Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's the secret remedy? Strawberries. If you eat strawberries, you won't get dementia. And it always ends with the same crap. More research is needed. So there's an old saying, Sean, and thank you for reminding me of my life lesson to you and the youngsters.
Truly. Yeah.
Liars figure and figures lie.
Mm.
All righty, welcome back to Safety News. This is Russ Kendzior and my co-host Sean.
What's going on,
Joseph,
safety
with
community?
the UT shirt going on here, man. What's going on?
Hug 'em horns. Not sure if we've got college football fans out there, but it's a fun time of the year. Hope everyone's ready for the holidays and the Longhorns in college football playoffs.
Wow. You think so? Think they're going to make it?
So we're now officially we're one of 4 teams. We play Washington, and then depending on that game and the winner of Michigan versus Alabama, anything's possible. So.
Well, there's a safety topic right there. In fact, we did a story for a while ago on NFL football fields and never did anything with college football, but got an interesting episode for you. And it's been a few weeks since we've been with our loyal listeners. You've been out of town traveling. I was in Cuba, of all places, and that's an episode in and of itself we'll have to talk about one day. But ready to get the show on the road?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Safety matters in the news.
Safety matters in the news. Sean, you love that intro, don't you?
It is my favorite.
All right, check this one out. The Fox News. I've been beating up on Fox News a lot, and we're going to continue to beat up on them a little bit today, not because I dislike them, but really more a matter of they put out a lot of headlines, and they're not. This is not just unique to Fox News, Sean. They put out a lot of headlines that just attention-grabbing bullshit, okay?
Yeah.
And so today's first episode here is on eating a popular fruit could help reduce your chances of developing dementia. Study finds. I always love when it says study finds because the study is usually kind of bogus.
Yeah.
And how many times do we do the show where it's always I love it. I love focusing on doing the deep dive into the research behind the headline and you find out it just isn't true. A little bit of a bogus headline. And this one's no different. So they're claiming there's one popular fruit that can help reduce your chances of developing dementia. Mm-hmm. Micronutrients and antioxidants from one fruit in particular provide, quote, beneficial effects for cognitive function, experts say. So the minute you hear experts say, they're full of crap. What do you think that fruit is? What's the magic fruit, Sean, that you take this stuff, you won't get dementia? What do you think it is?
Oh, okay. Give me a second. So there's a couple ones that have been popularized.
Antioxidants.
Berries.
Mm.
There's different kinds, but maybe blackberries specifically.
Berries.
It is berries.
You're going with berries?
Yeah.
You are right. It is a berry. Can you be more specific?
So
blackberries, blueberries. What kind of berries are we talking about?
I'm going to go with, it's either black or blue. I'm going to go with good old blackberries.
You are close, though. You're very close. It's actually not blackberries. It's strawberries.
Oh.
So, can a strawberry a day keep dementia away? Well, let's be honest. That's just total BS. A study published in the journal Nutrients last month. Imagine there's a journal Nutrients. A study by experts claims, in this case, Nutrients, Journal of Nutrients, suggests that it could be possible. Now, just read that slowly. A study published in some journal a month ago suggests, not definitive, suggests that it could be possible. Well, for crying out loud, Sean, anything could be possible. I could get hit by a meteorite right now.
Right.
So you just read the words. These are very well crafted, right? Researchers from the University of Cincinnati, UC, studied a total of 30 patients between age 50 and 65 who had experienced symptoms of mild cognitive decline. So what's the first red flag, Sean?
First red flag is their sample size.
Thank you. Extremely small. I mean, that's probably how many people are in my family. Imagine it's like, according to a sample of my family members, they prefer white bread over wheat bread. Yeah. And therefore, the whole world prefers white bread over wheat bread. So the sample size, right? Look at this, 30 patients. And by the way, this is a headline. This is a Fox News headline. Research based on 30 participants of a very tight age group, 50 to 65, who had experienced symptoms of mild cognitive decline. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's actually,
There she is eating her strawberry, huh?
She's 50 between 65.
I am not getting dementia. The participants were told to avoid eating any berry fruit and instead added a packet of supplement powder to their water each morning, according to a press release from the UC. For half the group, the powder contained strawberries. Next, the participants were asked to complete tests to measure their memory and other cognitive functions, not certain what that means, as well as their mood, signs of depression, and metabolic data. So let's just kind of pause here. Complete a test to measure their memory and other cognitive functions, like where they leave the car keys. Oh, maybe I know what it is, Sean. Do you remember where you parked your car in the parking lot for the study? Oh, well, you have an enhanced memory. Look at you. And so you sit there and say, well, what does this really mean? What is this study about? Researchers determined that the people who drank the strawberry-infused powder had, quote, reduced memory interference, end quote, compared to those who did not. Reduced memory interference refers to less confusion of how do you say this word? Semantically related terms on a word list, which obviously I couldn't pass, on a word list learning test, said the researcher Robert. I always want to say Kevorkian, but that's the Dr. Death guy. Is that Kevorkian?
I think so.
This is another guy.
And I don't know how to
Kerkorian. Who's also a professor emeritus in the UC College of Medicine's Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Neuroscience in a press release. So let's kind of unpack this. They had a very small sample of people. They gave them strawberry-infused powder. I don't even know if that's strawberries. Is that like, when you take a strawberry?
That was really interesting.
Take a strawberry and you dehydrate it, grind it up. I have to imagine a lot of the nutritional value is gone.
Possible.
I mean, drinking like powdered strawberries isn't the same as drinking like a smoothie that had fresh strawberries, right? I mean, there's certain elements of the strawberries that kind of die, right? I mean, pretty quickly.
I think so. And I also read a book that basically said, whenever fruits or veggies are harvested, if you don't eat them within a certain timeline, like they lose certain aspects of their nutritional value. So I don't know why the same concept wouldn't be applied to dehydrating.
Wouldn't it?
Right.
And so the study, of course, says that they gave people strawberry powder. It's not really strawberries in my book.
That is interesting, yeah.
And we're talking about less confusion. How do you measure less confusion?
Yeah.
I'm not as confused as I was. I divert. Those who received the strawberry powder also experienced reduced depressive symptoms, better emotional control, and improved problem solving. compared to the placebo group, Krikorian said.
It's pretty strong claims.
Big claims. Hey, have you noticed that everything causes cancer?
It seems that way these days.
Have you noticed that everything causes something?
Mhm.
No matter what you do, just breathe in the air. Bad news. I mean, hell, what the hell can we do? Just everything is bad for you. But strawberries, who would have thunk it?
They're the way.
They're the way, man. That's the word. Powdered strawberries, by the way. That's the key here. Is powdered. The study is not about strawberries. It was about powdered strawberries.
Yeah, it's that was like literally a strawberry on top of the cake. Yeah. Well, in hearing this article too, it's eerie because it actually reminded me of something that you taught us, right? All our friends growing up, was the importance of math. And I remember you the first one who said it as clearly as this is math is all around us. Use math every single day. And now we live in a world where we're just bombarded with information, where I think realizing what you said maybe 20 years ago, it was pretty prescient words because there are so many conditional words in that article itself. Possible. Well, possible ultimately equates back to some mathematical statistic, some statistical assertion of certainty. Yeah. If someone says it's possible, well, it could be 98% or 2%.
Bingo. I mean, you nailed it. You could this research could fill in any word you want. Drinking grape juice might increase your memory and reduce toenail fungus, researchers say. Mm-hmm. But you're right. This entire research is, I don't even know if you want to call it research. It's just kind of, improved problem-solving skills compared to the placebo group. The study came on the heels of prior research that Krikorian published in 2022, which found that blueberries, Sean, that was your first guess, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Blueberries can also reduce the risk of middle-aged people developing dementia later in life. God, how in the hell can you predict that? Mm-hmm. It is thought that the health benefits of strawberries stem from antioxidants called I have no way to pronounce that word, anthocyanins? Anthocyanins?
I think it's anthocyanins, yeah.
Which have been linked, remember? Mm-hmm. Kind of sort of connected to a reduced
passable right?
risk of cancer, heart disease, inflammation, diabetes, and obesity, and keep going. Yeah. All right. So again, tying kind of junk science to a definitive answer of eat berries, strawberries, and your chances of acquiring dementia later in life is reduced. How does this stuff make the headlines?
I was going to say,
this is so...
I'm annoyed. This is
so misleading.
Lazy. Yeah, this is lazy, crappy reporting to me. It's whoever passed this, whoever decided to spend time writing this to give us no real information of value, you're wasting people's time.
What's the benefit of this?
Exactly.
It goes on. Okay? So you have, this stuff is, look, you eat strawberries, you reduce your risk of cancer, heart disease, inflammation, diabetes, and obesity, which is what I would be willing to bet you, Sean, those are the 5 big hot buttons for everybody. Mm-hmm. Fear of cancer, fear of heart disease, right? Inflammation, which causes a lot of other problems, mm-hmm. diabetes and obesity. They just nailed it. This is like a marketing piece. Mm-hmm. So it goes on to say there is epidemiological data suggesting that people who consume strawberries or blueberries regularly. How often is regularly? Daily, hourly, weekly, monthly? Yeah. Regularly. Have a slower rate of cognitive decline with aging. Regularly. Accordingly, the beneficial effects we observed might be related to moderation of inflammation in the strawberry group. Now, let me remind you, we're talking about powdered strawberries. If I was to give you a glass of fresh milk right from the cow, and I said, tell me which is the fresh milk and which is the powdered milk, mm-hmm. I'm going to be willing to bet you that every baby on the planet could tell you exactly what's what. Powdered milk and fresh milk are not the same. But yet this study's linking this together. Mm-hmm. Looking ahead, Krikorian called for more studies. We need more. And we need to analyze a larger group, not 30, maybe 50 of people consuming various dosages. Dosages? Yeah. dosages of strawberry containing supplements. So what the hell is a strawberry dose? Is that a
Great
handful?
question.
One?
Mm-hmm.
Bushel basket? Help me here. I mean, this is just so poorly crafted.
It's so
this
vague.
Research.
It's frustrating because one could read this and say, well, I mean, it's not like they lied, or it's not like they didn't tell something that could very well be true. But I would say conversely, it's not like you really told us anything specific on actually how to better our lives.
Well, you have misled me.
Absolutely.
And you kind of sort of say it.
Right.
This is non-definitive in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely any way. And it's always the same crap.
Mm-hmm.
Some researcher somewhere comes up with some concocted story based on limited evidence of a limited sample of people. I don't know who these people were. 50 to 65-year-olds. Were they from a family? Were they from the same community? I mean, who are they? Mm-hmm. We don't know who they are. There's no real way to identify the sample group. They never identified who they were.
Absolutely.
And then, and then they go on and say we need more research. Research is needed. So
on that note, like, you got me passionate already into the episode because, again, just going back to, I remember you harped on at an early age the importance of, right, all of our friends in high school just being familiar and comfortable with math. And the more I went on in life, college, early career, entrepreneurship, knowing how to do just baseline math, run statistics in your head to understand how things work is so important here. Because to me, this article is a representation of, and I'll be the first to say, I was never the best math student, but I was proficient. But to me, this is laughably bad when we talk about the responsibility and I think role that media has to play in. This is Fox. This is a huge outlet. You're putting out a message there. It's insufficiently researched. The sample size they showed was 30, which I remember in our first stats class, the first thing we were taught about a sufficient sample size was 30 minimum. And I just was like,
maybe this was a high school.
You know what I mean? And I was just like, this is
project,
right? Like, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tirade, so stop me, right? If we got to keep growing. But I'm growing of a little bit of a concern that our standards for the math and sciences are decreasing. And as we continue to put forth shitty reporting, our lack of standard math and science education will actually make this information influential and viable. When in reality, we should be challenging the hell out.
No, you hit it on the head. Standards. There are no standards. Today's media, all media, I don't care which side you're on, left or right or somewhere in the middle. It's all propaganda bullshit. I mean, there's no standards. What standard? Just concoct some story, some researcher somewhere makes this crap up, talks about strawberries leading to reduced likelihood of dementia. Bullshit. Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's the secret remedy? Strawberries. If you eat strawberries, you won't get dementia. And it always ends with the same crap. More research is needed. So there's an old saying, Sean, and thank you for reminding me of my life lesson to you and the youngsters.
Truly. Yeah.
Liars figure and figures lie. Mm. That's pretty much it. And what we have here, and I was kind of going back to the last slide here, although these studies suggest that strawberries may have cognitive benefits, more research, Sean, more research with larger sample sizes and longer follow-up periods is needed to confirm these findings. But the results so far are very promising.
Oh, my God.
She added. Now, throw it away. How the hell did Fox News put this out? And you know why? Because their audience probably, not just their audience, but most Americans, they don't think about stuff like this. They read the headline. Who the hell knows who this researcher is? Maybe they work for the strawberry industry. There's a way to bump strawberry sales up for the week.
It's possible.
I mean, I hate to sound cynical.
That stuff happens.
But hey,
it's not cynical.
Some researcher for the strawberry industry said, was working on a project funded by the berry industry, the berry growers of America's research says that berries are really good and it prevents cognitive slowdown. But the thing that to me is the most troubling about this whole story
Yeah.
is they target
Right.
certain types of illnesses that they know are hot buttons.
Right.
It's not psoriasis. Remember we did a story about that. It's not, it's not headaches.
Right.
It's not bags under your eyes.
Right.
It's not loss of hair growth.
Right.
They go for obesity, cancer, diabetes, right? Heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
These magic strawberries will fix all that,
Right.
according on a limited study of 30 of my, lab associates and friends and family.
Right.
But it's all just, look, call me cynical. Call me cynical. I just don't buy it. I think it's just a bunch of crap to mislead people and go out and buy strawberries. Don't get me wrong, Sean. I like strawberries. I like strawberries as much as the next guy. Berries are good. All berries are good. I eat them all, but I'm not sitting there going, I feel smarter now that I had a handful of. I had a dosage. Exactly. I had my dose of strawberry.
I think that's what I feel also is, call it cynicism, call it having standards, but what's frustrating is I feel like this article could have actually been world class. Had it just shed some real information.
Yeah, had it actually been well researched.
Right.
And this is like a high school kid would do.
If this was sufficiently linked to positive outcomes, where, in my opinion, good reporting comes, you have to do so much analysis and crunching that you can write the effective line in no more than 2 to 3 lines. Like, that's the challenge of good reporting, is saying really valuable information in the fewest amount of words. But in addition, I felt like they left us more ambiguous. And the most frustrating part for me personally was, and you already touched on it, was where they talk about like regularly. So you want us to eat these berries. You're saying it's going to help improve prevention on these things that we all understand are some of the biggest feared chronic illnesses in society.
Exactly.
But then you're not even saying, should we be eating berries every day? Should we be eating 10?
Yeah.
Should we be eating 100? Because what if somebody literally takes this at face value and says, I've eaten a strawberry every day for my life, and they truly believe that they're impacting it. I just think that to me, the most frustrating thing is if there's actually truth and benefit to this, I don't think they did an effective enough job at really peeling back the layers. And I guess my biggest thing is why.
It's all about fear.
You all attack people with fear.
You want to attack people with fear. Remember that guy?
I do remember that
It's all
guy.
about fear. See, that's the purpose and reason for this show. If there's legitimate fear, let's talk about it. Let's get it out there. And when it's just junk science, kind of BS like this, let's expose it. Mm-hmm. Okay, because all you're doing is you're misleading people. You're not helping them. And we saw that from our government with COVID. We see that with all aspects of our life, just misleading information. And you know what the title is, to just kind of wrap this segment up? Eating a healthy diet improves the quality of life, according to Dr. Kevorkian. Having a nice, well-balanced, diet will help extend your life, and you'll have a healthier life. Well, duh.
Man, people making bold claims.
Hey, where do you get off with that?
Yeah.
You mean eating berries is good for me? Whoa, I was going to slam down my Whataburger. Berries with a Whataburger chaser and a nice ice cold Coca-Cola, which we already know that causes diabetes because we read that research last time. So
let me ask you this though, because I am curious. Do you think that maybe some of the reporting or titles are intentionally vague or nebulous to protect oneself from, in the event that they do say something that's very prescriptive, very detailed, and it turns out to have maybe some risk, that the way they worded it allows them to, protect themselves from, not saying, well, we didn't make too specific claims, right? I guess, is there any part of you that feels like this article or itself, there is an element to, you want to word things carefully so you don't potentially leave yourself susceptible to risk?
It's all calculated.
Okay.
This is all calculated. I'm convinced of it. You're going to see, we're going to do a story, who knows when, but it'll be a headline, probably on Fox News. Eating too many strawberries causes gastrointestinal cancer. It's coming. And it's always the same crap. I mean, every time there's a story out about how safe something is, within a matter of short period of time, it's how unsafe it is. And it just draws confusion. So I'm just Very cynical. I think a lot of these headlines, and we're going to cover many, many more in upcoming episodes that are related to safety and health. Okay, health is a component of safety, that are misleading. They're intentionally misleading. There's an agenda. I don't know who this doctor is. I don't know what their research was, based on, who funded it, right? Kind of follow the money. But we know one thing, at the end of the day, it was just bullshit. I mean, it was just completely a joke. And the fact that this made Fox News's media filter, got through the media filter, is even more suspicious, because you know what? I don't care how slow. Look, John, I don't care how slow the media day is. It might be a slow day. There's just not a lot going on, in today's headlines. But to pull this crap, out and throw it out there as kind of science and news at the same time, when it's just junk science.
Kind of insulting.
Not only is it insulting, but it's fake news. All right. And it really does play into what the American people already think of not only Fox News, but a lot of other news channels as promoting propaganda. So with that, now that I got that off my chest, we're going to go ahead and close this segment out. I just thought I would let you know. And where do you buy strawberry powder? Is there such a place? Is that like a smoothie mix or somewhere? I mean, where do you get smoothie?
I have no idea. Yeah, I guess my first inclination would be to go to Amazon, but anything related to veggies or fruits.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that was the whole point, is everybody goes to Amazon and looks up strawberry powder. Could that be it? Could that be the researcher?
I'm growing of a belief that, any veggies or fruits in my diet, I'm trying to be better about going to the farms or having deliveries straight from farms. So I ask myself the question, if I went to the farmer that helped create and harvest these strawberries, and I asked he or she, can I get the powder from you? Would they even know? would they know the answer? Or they'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? Right? Is that fair to ask?
Yeah. So, well, everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Safety News. You might want to run out and get some strawberry powder, because get it while you still can remember.
Cheers.
All right, because your memory is going fast, and what can I tell you, Sean? So anyhow, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Sean, you enjoyed today's episode?
I really did. I think there's opportunities for better reporting. Thanks for shedding light into this. I just say, to myself and to anybody watching, read as much as you can, but also question with a lens, and truly see where you can apply just base level math to really pressure test what you read. Because if you read something great and you can use it, amazing. But don't be swayed too easily.
You make an excellent point. We're going to have a lot of interesting new exclusive content on the website. So everybody check out safetynews.com. We're going to have some polls on there. We're going to start polling our own audience. We have an audience of more than 30 people, so our research can be just as valid as anybody else's in the scientific community. But we're going to have some good content on the website. You're going to see some good polls, and we want to get some feedback from our listeners.
That's amazing. So I didn't know that, right? I mean, it's great to hear that we're going to be polling, because I think this is an amazing opportunity then for all of us to help drive sufficient data and reporting. And not only possible, right, if folks listening out there participate. So yeah, please check out that website.
Okay, everybody. Until next time, this is Russ Kendzior and Sean Joseph wearing his University of Texas shirt. This is going to be a interesting moment in history, Sean, to see if UT pulls it off, or how well they play. I mean, the fact that they made it this far. Don't forget what happened to last year's Texas team that went all the way to the national championship game. Remember who that was?
TCU.
Yeah. And how did that turn out?
We got, I say we, because Texas Big 12.
Wah. Yeah, they got kind of ass whooped. So let's hope Texas does a little bit better than TCU last year, but we'll be watching the game. So until then, everybody take care. And until next time, this is Russ Kendzior asking you to watch Sean Joseph and myself on Safety News.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.